Hi guys! Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to do a video on ghost hunting. Now, not the last EVP video that I posted, but the one before that. I had one of the people who was subscribed to me. Her name's Emf Readers. That's her YouTube name. I'll actually put a link to her channel right here so you can check her out. She's awesome. She does makeup tutorials and some ghost videos, and you should check her out. And she asked me what I use to record my EVP, because I'm getting such awesome EVP when I go over my parents' house and do ghost hunting. So I did tell her in the comments the make and model of my voice recorder, but then it dawned on me, maybe I should just make a video showing what I use when I go out ghost hunting, and I think that would be a very neat video to share with you guys today. Now, I don't want you to think I'm rushing through all this stuff, but I tried to shoot this video several times, and believe me, it's very hard to get all this done in 15 minutes. I still have the 15-minute limit on my channel for some reason, so I'm going to try to get this all done in 15 minutes. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, you do not need to go out and buy all this stuff at once. It is very expensive, some of this equipment, so you need to understand that I accumulated this over time, and that I got some of this as a birthday gift. So, you know, if you have a birthday or whatever holiday coming up for you, you might want to ask if you want to get into ghost hunting, somebody to purchase this as a gift for you also. I'm going to show you first and foremost that you're going to want to get some kind of a bag to carry everything with you with. I use my tote bag here. It's just, you know, a regular tote bag from Vera Bradley. The reason I use this one is because I got it at a yard sale very cheap, and if anything happens to it, I'm not going to be, you know, overly heartbroken. Another good bag you can use for carrying your equipment is one of those reusable grocery bags that you can get at the grocery store. The only reason I say that is because they're not very bulky, they're lightweight, and they're really good to carry this stuff in. You don't want something very bulky while you're out there doing this. First and foremost, I want to say to you guys, it's very important that when you do this, you want to get permission wherever you're going to do this at the site, okay? Do not trespass to do this. If you do, there's a good chance you're going to get caught, and you're either going to get in some sort of trouble and maybe even possibly go to jail for trespassing. Don't trespass. I have to say that because I would feel, you know, responsible if I sent you out ghost hunting and, you know, you told me a story where you're like, I went ghost hunting and we got caught by the police and we went to jail and that sucked, and I would feel really bad. So don't trespass. Get permission. You'd be amazed about how many people are having paranormal activity in their house that want people to go there to see if they can get evidence. Okay, and then secondly, before I show you the equipment, I'm going to tell you guys, bring your faith with you when you go ghost hunting. This is serious stuff. If you truly believe in hauntings and ghosts, you're going to want to bring your higher power, whoever you believe in, God or what have you, and you're going to want to say a prayer to them before you start this to protect you. There is bad things out there, bad spirits and demons, okay? And you do not want to be caught up in that. You want to ask the spirits nicely before you start a ghost hunt, if you may do this, okay? You're not gonna hear, you know, an outer-worldly voice come down to you and say, okay, you can do this. And that's not being funny when I say that, but, you know, but it's nice to say, I'm here, you know, to try to get evidence of the paranormal. I'm asking you nicely to do this. I'm here with respect, okay? Just be very respectful when you're doing this. And very importantly, when you're going to leave a site, ask them nicely to stay where they are, especially if you feel, you know, like you have something watching you. If you have an attachment to you, ask them to stay. You do not want to bring it home with you. You can bring things from a haunted site to your house, and then you have a haunted house. Some people might want that, but most people don't. Ask them to stay nicely where they are. Now on to the stuff. The first thing you're going to want to get, the first two things you're going to want to have with you and get when you're going to ghost hunt is a very good guide, okay? This is How to Hunt a Ghost by the author Joshua P. Warren. Here he is. Joshua P. Warren is an awesome ghost hunter. Not very well known unless you're really into this stuff, because, you know, ghost hunters Paranormal State, Ghost Adventurers really took over the ghost hunting genre when they had their TV shows out there, but he came first, believe me, and he is amazing. You might want to check him out online and get this book if you can. It's called How to Hunt Ghosts Again, Joshua P. Warren. I'll put a notation down in the down bar of all this stuff. Just get some sort of guide so you know what you're doing and you know if you're doing it right. As I said, I can't explain everything to you in 15 minutes here. Secondly, you're going to want a notebook. Get a good size, little, smaller notebook so it's easier to carry with you. This is great for noting any odd goings-ons, noting where you are. You want to do an interview with people whose house is haunted, so you want to note down what's going on with them, when their house was built, if they know of any murders or people dying in their house, what have you, okay? Note EMF jumps, if you get EVP, what time it was when you got it. You know, when you're starting out, it might be hard to remember to note this stuff, but when you get into it, you're going to definitely want to be noting this stuff. So get, like I said, a small, good size notebook, not too tiny, not too big, so it's convenient to carry around, and don't forget your pen. The next thing that I definitely recommend when you're starting out that you want to invest in, and I'm reaching around in here to try to find it, is your voice recorder, okay? Some people say this is for advanced ghost hunters, but I believe that when you're starting, you're definitely going to want to have this. My voice recorder is an RCA VR5220. You can still get these, they're online, you can get it at Amazon. It's $40. When I purchased mine, for some reason it was $30. It holds 512 megabytes, I guess it is, of memory. I guess that's what it's called, I forgot, which is about 35 hours of recorded voice. I'm sorry, I should have wrote it down. But the most important aspect of your voice recorder is that it does this, which means it has a port. Okay, so you can plug it into your computer and take the recordings off of here and put it onto your computer. Why you want that to happen is because if it doesn't have any way to get the recordings off of here, they're just going to be stuck on here. So there's no point of having them, so they're just stuck on here. So I mean, I guess you can carry it around wherever you go and, hey, listen to this, but you really want to share it with people like I do on YouTube, then you're going to want a way to get it off of here. Secondly, do not get a very expensive, very fancy one of these, because the fancier they get, the more background noise they actually filter out. Ghost voices are generally in the background noise, so you don't want to filter those out. You want them in there. So this is a really good one. I know they have higher models of the one that I have by RCA, which hold more memory. If you want to invest in those, you can. You know, get the one you want, but just make sure it has a port and it's not too fancy, so it doesn't, you know, take out that background noise. You want that in there. EMF readers. You're going to want an EMF reader eventually. You don't need to get one right away. I actually have 3 of them now. Like I say, when I do this, sometimes I have a lot of people with me. Sometimes I do it by myself, so you know, sometimes I can't always have someone doing EMF. I'm not an octopus, so I don't have all these arms to hold all this stuff. But what an EMF reader is it reads the electrical, magnetic energy in the air, okay? Everything that's electronic, such as the camera, the lamps in here, the computer, gives off EMF. So when I turn it on, it is buzzing. The closer I get to the lamp down there, it goes off, okay, because that has EMF. Why you want one of these is because if you believe in spirits and you want to hunt ghosts, you're going to know that their energy is EMF, electrical magnetic fields, okay? So to know that a ghost is around, you're going to want to have one of these so you know they're around. This one's called the Gauss Master. EMF is measured in Gauss, that's why it's called the Gauss Master. It's around $30 or $40. You can get them online. This is one of my favorites. I have 2 that I really like to use, and this is one of them because it's so easy to use. To measure the background EMF in the house, you're going to hold down the button. To turn it on, you just press the button once and it's on, so that'll pick up any, you know, like if I get it closer to the lamp, it still goes off even though my finger isn't on the button. So it picks up the foreground EMFs, like the EMFs that are very close. So when you're hunting ghosts, you're going to want to have your finger on the button. So you pick up the background, again, like with the background noise on the voice recorder, excuse me. Another one is a cell sensor. A lot of ghost hunters have a cell sensor. I think it's just a fancier version of the Gauss Master. Gauss Master. It sounds like I'm saying Gas Master, but I'm not. I'm Jersey, remember, we speak funny here. It looks like this. It's a box. And this one actually has a red light on top that beeps, and I'm getting closer to the lamp. Now, I like this one. It's okay. I just don't think that it's as sensitive as the other one that I just showed you. And the other reason I don't like this one is because if you're not easy with the tail of it, you can get false readings. You want to be very careful, hold it by the tail right here, the tip, and just be gentle with it when you're using it, because if you're not, you're going to get false readings. Another one I'm going to show you is the second favorite one that I have, and this is called an Smog Scout Lux. I just turned it on, and yes, that's actually an EMF reader, and you are hearing sound come out of that. I'll get it closer to the lamp, and you're hearing more sound. What this does, it takes the EMF out of the air, and it converts it into sound. The reason we like these so much as ghost hunters is because when it's converting EMF into sound, sometimes you can pick up voices out of this. Believe it or not, have I ever picked up voices out of this? I think sometimes I can hear whispers out of this, but I can't confirm it, because unfortunately it's hard to record what you're hearing out of this. The way I like to work it is I put headphones into the port here, and I have this in one hand to listen for EMF while I'm recording with the other. I usually use this when I'm by myself. So I like it as an EMF reader because you definitely can hear it when you're getting more EMF, but I don't like that you can't really record it unless you have it unplugged and you're doing an EVP session. I plan to use this more when I'm just doing EVP sessions, which I plan to do more of, where I'm just sitting in a room, turn the recorder on, and just speak and try to get more spiritual contact. So I think that might come in handy more in the future. Now I want to note, when I got my last EVP, the child that was in the hallway that I got the voice before that said, I have to speak to you or I have to talk to you, this thing was jumping. I had it in my ears and it was jumping like you wouldn't believe. Some people will theorize that that was bad electricity in my parents' house. I agree, maybe sometimes when you're getting spikes in EMF it could be, but I'll tell you right now, it was going off like this. As soon as my mom called us down for dinner, because we were having dinner at her house, it stopped. Now I don't think the electricity knows when someone's yelling in the house and it completely cuts off. So I'm just, I definitely think that was the spirit of that child that spoke to me. There's a few other things I'm going to show you in here. Optional if you want to do them and you want to bring them. Is a camera. You can use any digital camera that you want. Some people love to use 35mm old-fashioned film cameras, but these work just as well. This is just a regular digital camera. Take the picture as you would any other picture to try to get orbs. Now when you're taking pictures of orbs, please make sure you research online whether or not you have orbs. I have some pictures of orbs and I have tons of pictures of dust. It's very easy to mix them up. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to finish this up. You're going to want to have some sort of thermometer maybe. I have a tiny thermometer, but unfortunately I can't show you how it works because the battery's dead. I need to get a little button cell battery for it, which I can get on my way to my parents' house tonight. I am going ghost hunting, by the way, tonight. And any temperature drops of 10 degrees or more can be a general indication of a spirit, which you want to note that in your notebook. And when you see those temperature drops or those EMF spikes, start taking your pictures, okay? If you're getting orbs, then it could be spirits. Thank you for watching me. I'm sorry that I had to rush through this. If you have any questions, please ask and I can answer them for you definitely. And thanks for watching again. Bye!